X, para nosotros es una maravillosa oportunidad, la verdad. Nos queda muy difícil resumir todo tu trabajo, pero la vamos a disfrutar muchísimo. Bueno, vamos a empezar con una historia que es sobre Clay's Redemption. Ahí usted realiza un rol muy importante, que es sobre analizar todo ese contexto de la inmortalidad. Entonces me gustaría saber, bueno, desde tu perspectiva como actor, pero también en el tema de, o sea, en el tema ya de lo personal, ¿qué opinas sobre la inmortalidad?
The first question is about Clay's redemption, and
Okay.
Jones wants to know your opinion about the immortality. So this is the first question.
Yeah, Clay's Redemption was an independent film that my friends Ivo and Carlos Buenlinger, the Tin Cowboys, created, and it's their story, really. I would say they really loved the idea of old gods and reincarnation and kind of the idea of people that keep coming back and kind of in that situation it was as a punishment. You had to keep coming back until you finished doing your tasks to be able to leave. And yeah, they told me the story. We actually shot that in a more, I'd say, a kind of experimental way. They had this idea. They didn't have it 100% at the beginning, but Carlos was like, I have the visions. I know what I want to make. Let's shoot on the weekends in the beginning. And as we kept going, the story kept evolving. And that's how that movie came to be. But yeah, it was a really good time. And immortality itself, I don't know. I don't think I would want to be immortal. It sounds, I don't know. I think life is amazing, but if you live it forever, I don't know. I keep thinking of vampires and people that have supposedly lived forever. It must get tiring, especially if your loved ones, grow old and you don't, and you keep going and going and going. I did a play once early at the beginning, Samuel Beckett's play in Tokyo. And I remember that the concept of being stuck in limbo forever and ever and ever. And I thought that's actually one of the worst punishments ever, kind of like in Dante's Inferno.
What played at Beckett? Because we love that our guests talk about not only movies and TV, but theater, writing. So what played at Beckett?
It was called Play. It's the one that's called Play. It has a man and two women. And the play is written so that I think it's usually performed where there's three people. They only can speak when a light comes to them. And through a disjointed speech process, you figure out that these three people never made a choice in life. And you figure out that they're in limbo. And the play actually has them repeat the same story twice. And it's supposed to give you a concept that they've actually been repeating this story perhaps millions of times, hundreds of thousands of times. So that becomes apparent as it goes through. So just when you said immortality, I thought, oh, that would be a terrible immortality fate to have. Clay, on the other hand, he seemed to have hope that he would have an exit, and he fought for it, which I thought was fun to play.
Mi pregunta va relacionada al cine de superhéroes. Aquí aparece en Carnage, en la segunda parte de Carnage y en la serie de Falcon y el Soldado del Invierno. Mi pregunta es si hay algo que cambiaría del actual cine de superhéroes y si a él le gustaría interpretar a un superhéroe en el futuro.
Y César, si me das el permiso, la mezclo con algo más.
Va, dale.
Okay, this is a missed question from César. This is our friend from Mexico.
Hello, César.
And myself from Colombia. Okay, we know that you appeared in the sequel from Venom in Carnage, and of course the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We had the loot, of course, to interview to Oli Haskaby in our late interviews.
Okay.
But I wanna miss not only with this superheroes world, but with the spice world, because you appear on Jason Bourne. In fact, we got the great David Wilson Barnes from the same movie here, and
All
you
right.
appear also in Jack Ryan. So the question from both is, what aspects maybe you can will change or of this type of movies or series, the superheroes and spies, and do you want to play in the future a hero or villain or a super spy? I don't know, tell us. In fact, here the people is raving with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, man. You can imagine here in Latin America.
Well, that's nice to hear. Yeah, it would. I guess I would say I, in general, love TV and films. I've always loved stories. It was my dream to be part of them. Obviously, some movies are, say, better than other movies, and some TV shows are better than others. As an actor, as a working actor, how would I say it? I know what part I get to play when I get cast in a show, and my job, I feel, is to kind of bring some life to the person and facilitate that cog in the machine, I guess I would say. To play to be the lead spy, or I've actually done another independent film called Safeguard, where I was kind of like a spy in hiding. I say when the story comes along, and if I get to, if they want me to portray it, yeah, it sounds fun. I don't know. I think in real life, I wouldn't want to lead a double life like that. I like to live quite an honest life, but yeah, it sounds fun. And in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, playing RJ Nakajima, I think I was just an average kind of tech worker, and I didn't even know what I fell into, and I didn't want to have anything to do with anything, and then then I was gone.
Spoiler, but don't worry.
Yeah, sorry. I guess it's already out.
No problem.
It was interesting because I did work on that around October 2020 during this COVID-19 pandemic. So it was one of the first times I had to travel outside of, I'm based in the UK. And so I had to go to Prague, and the amount of times you get the test and tests everywhere. It was a unique experience. Sebastian Stan, the cast and crew that I met were very happy to be working, but because of the kind of unknown COVID thing, it was quite distanced. And Carrie Scogland, the director, was very nice, but she was pushing through and shooting her show, and I just came and was like, I'm ready to do my part and keep it going. And so my experience was brief but sweet, is how I'll say.
That's why I love of this channel, because in these big projects you mentioned the small ones. Safe Word is the one that you play King, so I can translate later. It's all about this project. Perfect. And Jhon asked me a favor. He says that he saw you in the role of Amadeus Cho from Hulk.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to keep that in mind.
But I really love Sanchi, and I really hope that they call you, because I know that there is a sequel, but because I love all these, they made it like a Hong Kong movie, so for me it was amazing. I know. Do you wanna be? I don't know, like a dream being in a specific Marvel project that you wanna be, or DC,
a specific Marvel project,
or any comic.
I don't know. I like I guess I like the unknown. So when stuff comes, I like to look and think sure if I could be in that or not. Obviously, if it's like some guy who has to be able to do the splits and flip out and everything, it sounds like a challenge that may be too much to get into very quickly. But no, I don't think there's I think if anything, it would be cool to be. I actually, when you say Jason, I really liked the story of Jason Bourne, because though he does get into fights as the character, he also is quite smart. And I guess if anything, I like people that use their brains as well to get out of sticky situations. So not sure what the story would be, but if there is such a character out there and it's the perfect thing and this face is the one you want to do it, yeah, please let me know.
I really, in fact, the t-shirt I got had something to do with one of your projects, because you appeared on the Maiden in the Project Zero. I love all your work in voiceover in video games, man. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
You had, and not only in video games, you made voiceover also for animated. It's crazy because you had appeared on JRPGs like Star Ocean, that is amazing and bigger than life, and Triple Eights. In fact, we got in the channel to Nigel Barber. He made voices in Horizon Zero Dawn, and you appear on Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh,
but
yes.
You also appear in indie video games. There is like I don't know. Do you have an anecdote to share, or there is like a specific genre or franchise of video games that you want to appear? Or keep doing, I don't know, JRPGs. I don't know, because there is we love that in this channel we got people that make voiceover, and we love that aspect of their careers.
You know, I'd say I guess my quick answer is I do let life kind of, I'm excited to see what people think I can fit to be in. And I grew up playing video games. I've loved video games since Load Runner and Space Commander, which is like an Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy text game on the PC. From that point, my dad, when I was 9, I got a Nintendo, Duck Hunt, Super Mario, all the way till now. I have a PS5 and Alienware game thing. And I apparently did some of the most NPCs in Cyberpunk. I found it funny because when I started acting in Los Angeles initially, I never knew I could get into these games. And it was only after I moved to London, I just started getting some small game here, small game there. And nowadays I've actually, this past year, they're yet to come, so I can't say too much, but I've been working on quite a few games. And I would say each time I like, actually, you know, I love the variety, but there are many kind of dark, depressing, the zombies are coming, or the world is melting down, or Death Stranding, or whatever type games, right? So I really enjoy, sometimes there's games that are quite happy as well that I've got to do. I think so, and other ones can be a little bit more silly. Like I did do, I don't know if I can even, I did do some sort of sports game once where literally, I think I just had to say, red team wins, blue team wins, red team 0.1, blue team 0.1, you know, kind of thing. But it was for a console that I remember growing up playing. And I couldn't even believe, wow, I'm actually now doing some of these voices for these games I kind of grew up playing that even said red team won, blue team won. So my long answer is I think I love games in general. I like to go into it's fun to go in the studio and get to do different characters. You can, you know, change your voice, and you get an image of some of the characters you're playing, and you get to kind of come up with a voice. I think I was listening to one of your earlier interviews with, I believe, Xander Berkeley, and he was also talking about some video games. And I agreed, or well, he might have been talking about animation, but I agree that the variety of characters you can attempt to play, I feel it helps let me stretch. And sometimes people have even helped me do things perhaps I'm not that good at doing. For example, for one of those video games, I think it was an Asian video game, they wanted a British character, which I've never said I can even do. But of course, recording here in London, I had people help me go through, and over the course of many takes, I did get a British accent, but it took some finagling. And so it makes me laugh that now, well, some people may hear that and think, oh yeah, you can do that, can't you? And I'm like, well, not really, but we can make it work if you need to. So overall, I would say I love the variety the video games do. My hope of my favorite video games are the ones that tell some sort of story. So some of my favorite video games play like a movie, like The Last of Us, or even the Uncharted, or the Metal Gear Solid. My friend got to play Die Hard Man, and I remember playing through the game, and I've loved those story games. So I hope in the future, perhaps what I haven't done as much of is get to do the ones where you do the motion capture and the voice at the same time, because that would be more like acting on a set. But usually, if you just do the voice part, you just do options on the voice. So I guess if there's anything I hope to get into more, it's doing some of the motion capture with the voice, which I have got to do a couple times, and it's quite fun. I guess I have one more. I'll say on that. I did I guess a long time ago, I did a part in LA Noire, where this was before they maybe had the system that they do now, where the camera is on you and you act. So we did some stuff with motion capture, and much later we did stuff where the camera is all around you to get your facial reaction in case you're doing lies or whatever. And during that, when we were doing the motion capture for some of the scenes, they just needed some extra bodies. And I remember there was a kind of war sequence in this game. And they just asked, could you happen to be one of the soldiers fighting and for the American side, even though I was playing a Japanese soldier. So when I played the game, I could tell who I was because I was shorter than all the Americans that they had. So I just loved it that I played the Japanese soldier, but also in the fighting sequences, which we did with in a kind of 3D space with some green screen props, I can see like a short soldier is me too. I don't know. I love that. I love all that. That one I can say because I think it's been years since that game came out. But yeah.
Three things before we continue. It's great that you speak with such love about video games. In fact, I'm a writer. I got like how can I say safe an history about Love Runner. I will now bring it back and write it. I will tell you later.
Okay.
I know Jhon here. Thank you for watching the interview with Sander. That's the interview that has more views in the channel, by the way. And 3, I will ask. 4. Because now we got many lovers from video games in the channel. Horizon Zero Dawn with you and Nigel. But it's great because we got with you the Star Ocean, and we got previously Candy Milo, that she did voices from Final Fantasy X.
Oh, cool. Nice.
She said that after doing this, she had to drink many drinks because she became crazy doing all the voices, all the audio.
Oh yeah, it can be tiring. I mean, you do work your voice out. That's true.
And I will ask Cesar because Cesar got a beautiful question. Jhon, creo que es el momento para que Cesar haga esa pregunta tan linda que va a hacer porque tiene que ver con lo. Dale, Cesar, que tiene una pregunta muy bella.
Ok, va. Bueno, nuestro invitado aquí estaba estudiando una carrera diferente a la actuación. A los 20 años audicionó para una obra de teatro y ahí se despertó su pasión por la actuación. Más que una pregunta, es un consejo. ¿Qué le diría a las personas que descubren su pasión y no se atreven a seguir su sueño porque piensan que es muy tarde para empezar?
This is a beautiful question and really get deep in my heart and from Jhon, because Jhon and myself, we are in I don't know how you say in English, we are social communicators, we are journalists, but we are pursuing or dream of being filmmakers. We know that you study, because we read in the biography that you studied this career, but at your 20 years, you made a play and you pursue this amazing career. What is the advice that you gave? Yes, from the people and from us, the social communicators and journalists, to follow our dreams. Because, in fact, I got to congratulate Cesar. He's studying movie cinema in Mexico.
Ah, cool. I think sticking with it, if it's what you really love, in my experience, it seems the people stick with it. That the people that stick with it keep going, if that makes sense. When I was 20, like in the beginning, I didn't really think I knew what I was doing. Again, as I said, initially, I always liked movies. I never knew I could be a part of them. And when I first thought, actually, I really like acting, maybe I can do this. My friends who were skateboarders and musicians, they were quite like, what? Well, there's a stage there. You want to act? And I was like, no, I don't want to go on a stage. And I guess what I'm saying is it didn't seem likely in the beginning when I was living in I was living in Texas. But I went to Japan, then I went to LA, and over time, I don't know, now I feel like, yeah, if you stick with it and personally, I still feel there's so much more. I would love to, do like a really great job in a movie one day. And each time I do a movie, I feel like, I don't know, there's elements when you connect, and it's really great when that can happen, even within the chaos of filmmaking. I had a really great moment when I got to work with Salma Hayek in the movie Everly. And that was a very real surprise from some taped auditions. Next thing I know, I go to Serbia for like a month, and I'm working with her. And I loved that there was a scene where I had to say something that's supposed to stop her at the door. But I'm not supposed to be like kind of, I got shot, and so I'm supposed to be kind of weak. So I say like, wait, she just walked out the door. I was like, I didn't hear anything. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, fair enough, I guess. That's cool. But I feel like I like that. I just keep learning. And I love it's like, I guess the definition, a Meisner definition, was the living truthfully under given circumstances. But on a movie set, everything is fake usually, but then the fakeness is, the bigger budget it is, the more rain and stuff is real. And it's just fun to be in all that. Sorry, I kind of went on a tangent, but I think, just stick with it and love the craft of it. And I have no doubt I'll see you down the line. That's my thought.
I got a confession to make. I didn't watch Everly, but it's one of the favorite movies for my mother. She was one day on the phone. I was living far away from my hometown, and I watched a movie with Salma Hayek. It's amazing. She's crazy, killing everybody. And what is the name of the movie? I will tell my mother that. In fact, she's so shy, but I will tell her. Here she is, the guy from Everly. And
Salma was really, even on take. One thing that was great to see was there was times where sometimes there would be a take on me, but she really liked the other person to be there, so she would be there even if she's off camera, not even in the scene. She's like, I read my lines, but then she also expects, if I'm not on camera. But she loves. I like that she wanted the people to be in the scene, not, off eating a snack because you're not in the scene kind of thing. And yeah, I really like that about her.
And she's a force of nature, and it's great that now she's Latina, and Lucky Cesar, she's from Mexico. And continuing, this is the last question for myself, because we talk about big projects, but I know that you can reveal anything you can tell us, and we got to congratulate you because you will appear on The Son from Florian Zeller. I freaking love the father, man. And knowing that this is the kind of yes, like doing projects for myself, I felt, because Florian came from the theater, did the father that is, it got me in tears. And I know that many people will be like, oh my God, here comes The Son. If you can say, I don't know, something a little bit, what he can expect, or go watch the movie, tell it, man. And of course, we congratulate you for.
First, I would say I also loved The Father. And so when I got a call saying there's some auditions for The Son, I was quite excited. I was a bit ignorant. I didn't realize there's 3 plays that had already been come through. So I kind of made a mental note, like I have to see one of the plays when it comes through, again, through London. The story, I'm assuming, is all, under wraps. But what I would say is I really loved that he for the character I was, he asked, or they wanted to know if I could be ready to improvise. Is the most I can say. And really, I got to. And I really enjoyed that. So it was like, basically, please show up and be this person. And I was like, okay. I did some preparation, and it was very, everyone was very nice on the set. Yeah, that's all I can say, sadly. but yeah, I look forward to watching it too, myself.
Don't worry, you made my day. And I said to Jhon in the chat, an Spanish word, exclusiva, like this is exclusive, man. So don't worry, Jhon, because I know that there is not many things that people have to say about this project. So thank you so much for telling in this channel. And Jhon, no sé, cierra con broche de oro, creo,
Sí.
¿O tienes más preguntas?
No, tengo mi última pregunta. Es sobre, bueno, voy a decir dos en una, y es sobre su rol en Paradise Hill, ¿sí? Su rol como Barry, y también sobre su rol como Kinji en el Salvaguardia. Bueno, ahí tú le dirás ahorita. Mi pregunta a ello es, ¿qué opinas acerca, bueno, de Paradise, sobre el concepto familiar en el cine? Y también, ¿qué opinas sobre lo que ha visto en las películas que ha hecho sobre la venganza? ¿Qué tanto ha cambiado sus personajes acorde a la venganza? ¿Qué ha podido, o sea, mirar, visualizar, que dice, mire, esto es muy real y la verdad aprende mucho?
Well, actually, that reminds. So Paradise Hills was a film I did quite early on. And again, I played a kind of guy that from footage on a computer is watching what's happening in the main part of the story, which in my mind is similar to more similar to the Jason Bourne type film, where you're watching the action unfold, and from a screen you kind of try to make things happen. It was a good time, but to be 100% honest, I don't really remember the main story. But Mike Cohen directed the film, and I was happy to be a part of it. Safeguard is more recent and is directed by Fraser Precious, and is basically about a guy who is trying to safeguard to keep his family safe. But unfortunately, there's all these forces that are coming upon him due to a kind of, I shouldn't say shady past, but like a past he has, which is more like a spy type thing. And that was a good challenge to do because a majority of the dialogue was in Japanese. So actually I worked quite hard with my friend, Leo Ashizawa, who's another actor, and he helped me try to learn all my lines. And it was great to work with Yuriri Naka, who played my wife, as well as my friend Sean Cronin, and Fraser Precious was the director. Yeah, I'd say it was a solid kind of learning experience, which I enjoyed. Yeah.
As I was telling you, but Sean Cronin only got beautiful words for your work because Jhon got it on Facebook and he really speaks really well about your work on the project and many projects.
Well, Sean is, I mean, you see him in Mission Impossible. He was, I always remember him as the face of the guy they need to sneak in the Mission Impossible where Tom Cruise has to go underwater. But he's directing some really cool stuff and also acting in some really cool stuff. So nice to hear.
Yes, no, and it will be great if someday we have it here because Nigel Barber was even on Mission Impossible. I think he was in Fallout. Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah.
Jhon, ¿contento?
Sí.
Ahora sí,
Contento.
now the applause will be recorded.
No, maravilloso. Entonces, dinos tus redes sociales, un saludo para Colombia. Yo sé que adelantaste los proyectos, pero si hay algún detalle que se haya escapado.
No, y le diré todos los fandoms que hay acá. Okay? The camera is yours, man. Give it your social media, a hi to Colombia, to the channel, to Mexico. And I want to tell you, if we keep talking, we will get like seasons because, man, you don't know how much are raving our the fans from The Man in the High Castle. You don't know, in fact, we got Grayson Sinche on the channel. You don't know how are the fans from Mad Men. We got some people from Mad Men here. But you got beautiful words to the people that love your work or follow some projects or the social media. The camera is yours, man.
Thank you, first off, to anyone that loves these shows as much as I also loved being a part of these shows. You can follow me on, my name is Akie, like here in Spanish, Akie Kotabe, Akie Kotabe, and I'm pretty much at everything, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. That's my name. But yes, to anyone that is a fan of anything, thank you, and thanks for watching. I'm a fan myself of the entertainment, TV, film world, so I look forward to even watching, the great stuff that you guys are going to make soon.
I will translate this. Jhon
Okay.
dice que está pendiente, después traduzco todo, de que le mostremos los proyectos que hemos hecho. Entonces ya sabes, hermano, mándale, obviamente.
Gracias.
Thank you so much. Gracias. We say here, of course, we will say our projects. Jhon, ya sabes, cuente la Magdalena, lo que tenga César, lo que tengas tú. Okay, this is you say no, we will be okay, but if you say yes, you will make our day. If you wanna, no, as a gift, as a present from the channel, give us like a character, I don't know, a line from a character, I don't know, we will be a voiceover or a character that you play. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm going to go all the way to, I really enjoy that I got to play for a kid's cartoon called Go Jetters. I'm kind of a dumb Californian guy, and I guess I would say, my name is Cayenne, and I'm proud to be part of the Go Jetter Academy. You aced it. So there you go. You guys aced it.
Thank you so much. And for the many projects, Go Jetters in Latin America really hit it because we really love cartoons. Man, we are you got to improve your Spanish because we love your work, man. No, it's not joke. But here in Latin America, we really enjoy your work. So muchas gracias.
Well, muchas gracias. And I guess I will improve my Spanish. That's a good thing to remember. I mean, I'm actually making London is not the best, I don't think, for compared to Los Angeles for Mexican food. But I have actually bought all the stuff now, my cumins to make. Well, it's just nachos, but I'm making, some. That's the meal for tonight for my girlfriend and me.
Wow.
Guacamole, all that. Yeah. Refried refritos. What is it? Frijoles refritos.
Frijoles.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do after this.
Y mucho picante. A lot. Mexicans really love. César,
Yeah.
mucho picante? ¿Sí?
Mucho picante.
Salsa,
Yeah.
es la que pica.
Salsa.
I use salsa. I have the dried chile de árbol, and I put it in water
sí, eso es buenísima.
with salt, and I blend it and make a taco salt. That's like the legit
sí.
salsa. Then I have, of course, from Texas. Then I make simple, like kind of pico de gallo, which is like the tomato, onion. So I have both. But yes, I do like spice.
César approve it. César lo aprueba. And you can drink sometimes, I don't know, some Colombian beer. Our food is not that spicy, but like Mexican food is really tasty, sabrosa. No, gracias, muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
I will translate everything, and my friends will love everything that you say, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Yeah, muchas gracias.
Akie.
See you.
Gracias.
Yeah.
Ciao, Akie.
Yep.
Is the
Jhon,
ciao, Akie.
Andres, yeah. Akie. Yeah. Akie is
Akie.
yeah. I guess Adi. Yeah.
Akie in English will be like here. Your name is
Yeah.
Okay.
Akie. Yeah.
Ciao, Akie.
All right.
Ciao, Akie.
Ciao.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Hi, welcome to Jhon Jatenjor's interviews. My name is Akie Kotabe, and I voice Cayenne in the Go Jetters.